Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us. I've been harassing a number of onlookers and passers-by wanting to know whether or not they can give us at least a minute of their time to share their thoughts on the budget speech, whether or not they know that it's happening today and if they're interested at all. We have some of our African brothers and sisters from the diaspora joining us today from the DRC, from Zambia, to speak to us about whether or not they know there is a budget speech. And I told you I want to impress you with my French. Comment ça va?
Ça va bien, vous?
Bien, merci, et toi?
Ok, je vais bien, merci.
Merci. Talk to us about whether or not you know what will be happening behind those walls this morning at 2 o'clock or this afternoon.
Je ne connais pas du tout. I don't know too much about that.
Are you aware of the budget speech? You gentlemen look like you're going to work or you're going to a place of employment. Are you aware that there's a budget speech that could affect that?
I think it's information for me, but I would like to hear something from that. I didn't know about that, but it's like a news for me.
Aha, so 2 o'clock, put it on your phone so the alarm will go off and you know. Gentlemen, good morning to you as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Are you aware of the budget speech that's happening today?
Yeah, I've heard about it.
How do you think it will affect you?
I didn't think that far, but I don't know what's going to happen in there.
You're going to work? You're going to study?
I'm actually going for field service. I'm one of the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you go door to door knocking on people's houses?
Yeah, we try to promote Jehovah's organization that will help us not to face difficult trials and so on and so forth.
And I'm sure a lot of people facing difficult times and are in need of prayers. A lot of South Africans are debt-ridden. They're having to borrow money, going to loans. Do they share some of that with you when you go to their houses to say, you know what, we're struggling to make ends meet financially?
Yes, it's like that. But that's the reason why we go to door and then tell the people that, because it's not only the government can help us. We're only waiting for God's kingdom. That is our solution. There's nothing human being can do to this situation. Each and every time they seem the same thing, but always like that, things going down and down and down. So we're waiting for God's kingdom that's going to save us from the poverty, diseases, and sickness. So that's our hope only.
Thank you so much for sparing 2 minutes of your time to speak to us. Have a very good day. Further, we have a young lady that I've managed to stop. You're late for school, ne?
Yeah, it's kind of traffic.
Okay, traffic. Yeah. Okay, don't tell them that Morning Live took away another 1 minute from your time. But speak to us about whether or not you're aware that the budget speech will be happening today, and if so, what you look forward to.
Well, I had no idea that there's actually something called a budget speech, but now that I've heard of it, I think we should put more money into education, because education is very important.
Education is very important, but also social spending. I'm not sure where you're from. Where are you from?
I'm from Fulani, here in Cape Town.
What are some of the concerns that some of the adults around you are bringing up? Perhaps joblessness, or maybe too much tax if they have a job and they're saying, oh, this government taxes are too much. When you listen to them and you bring them tea, and I hope you do bring them tea, what are some of the conversations that you eavesdrop on?
Well, one thing that I picked up around my area where I live, there is a lot of unemployment. And the taxi governments, like you said, the taxis, they're bringing up the prices more and more and more, and then you get more people, like even old people, walking to taxi ranks perhaps because they can't afford to pay that R5 to get to the taxi rank. So money is like getting up more and more and more while the people are not working also.
Well, that's just discussed.
It is very important. Now that I'm aware of it, I'll just make sure that I keep on listening or watching it.
Yeah, 2 o'clock. After school is after school. So when you come back from school, go and watch it. That's your homework from me. Thank you so much. Off you go. I don't want to delay you even more. Thanks so much for your time. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It affects all of us in one way or another. And a tough juggling act is what Finance Minister Nhlanhla Nene is going to have to do today. He's going to have to be all things to all men. And I alluded to this a little bit earlier, that he might have to live up to his name, Nhlanhla, which means luck. So alongside that careful precision and that calculation that he'll have to do, he'll also need perhaps a little bit of luck to try and appease the many South Africans who are hoping to get something out of this. As I said, Labour not looking forward to a possible personal income tax. They also trying to push for a minimum wage. Then, of course, there are the state-owned enterprises and the bailouts that they may be anticipating today. We have the fuel levy that might feature there, and it comes at a time when we have been experiencing some fuel price decreases. So perhaps this is an opportune time if you'd like to bring that in there. Value-added tax or VAT, we're not expecting that to increase. As I said a little bit earlier, it is a blanket increase that would affect the rich and the poor, and that's unlikely to be increased at the moment. But something that might be increased is the wealth taxes. So the taxes on selling your assets is something that you might have to look out for today. As I said, a whole range of issues up for discussion. So 2 o'clock is when you'll have to tune in and watch up for that particular budget speech by Finance Minister Nhlanhla Nene. From us, though, here at Morning Live outside the streets of Parliament, we're going to have to say goodbye and God bless.